Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into something really crucial. If you've ever wondered why standard security just kind of fails community-centered businesses, and ultimately why market stores need shutters, you're absolutely in the right place. We're going to unpack some real-world insights from security expert Jessie Bajwa to understand the totally unique vulnerabilities of family-run markets and why fixing them requires a completely different approach than your average retail store. Okay, let's dive into this.
Section 1. The family market impact and really the human toll of a break-in.
To really get why this matters, you got to hear about a phone call that security expert Jessie Bajwa took. It was from a grocery owner out in San Francisco, literally just days after his store got broken into. Now, Jesse's taken a lot of these calls over the years, right? But this particular one, it really stuck with him. He said the owner was, quote, shaken in a way the loss alone doesn't explain. I mean, think about that emotional devastation. Somebody had come in the night, totally violated his space, and just went through his livelihood. This owner wasn't looking for some slick product pitch for a new lock or a louder alarm system. He wanted something incredibly basic. He just wanted the ability to walk up, unlock his door in the morning, and not brace for a disaster. He wanted peace of mind. Because look, when a massive chain store gets hit, it's usually just a line item on some corporate loss report somewhere. But a break-in at a mom-and-pop, family-run market, that hits completely differently. It literally rattles the people whose entire lives are tied up inside those walls. For these families, the store isn't just a job. It's everything. It's their income, it's the retirement fund, it's the kids' school tuition, all wrapped up into one single building. It's the place with their family name on it, and that makes securing it a deeply, deeply personal mission. Section 2. The hours trouble shows up, or when the rest of the world is closed. So, shifting to the analytical side of things, we hit one of a market's absolute biggest vulnerabilities, which is time. Think about your standard 9-to-5 business, right? It operates mostly during broad daylight. There's plenty of foot traffic, casual observation from the street. But a neighborhood market operates under completely different conditions. These places are open super early in the morning, really late at night, and almost always on holidays. Basically, they're open when literally everything else around them is shut down. And these long, quiet hours give bad actors way too much time to learn the store's patterns. They can watch who closes, when they close, and, most importantly, when someone is completely alone at the register. So markets are fundamentally exposed just because they're operating during the exact hours that trouble usually shows up.
Section 3. 2 ways into a market. Assessing the perimeter.
Now, security is definitely, absolutely not one size fits all. Take a liquor store, for example. That's mostly a front door problem. It's an obvious glass vulnerability, and you can secure that front window with some heavy shutters or maybe use riot glass if the owner wants to keep an open, transparent look. But a neighborhood market requires a totally different approach. It requires securing both the front and the back. And honestly, this is exactly why market stores need shutters that can effectively seal off the entire building, not just the front display window. Just think about all the weak points a typical market has in the back. You've got receiving doors, storage rooms, walk-in coolers, maybe alley access. That back area is usually quieter, way less watched, and is frequently, almost always, the absolute weakest point of the whole building. Actually, Jessie points out that he's seen plenty of markets with a heavily armored, shuttered front, but then they have a hollow back door that a good kick could pop right open. You have to secure both. If you only cover the front, you've essentially just locked the door a thief can see while leaving wide open the exact door they'd actually use to get inside. A real, solid security installation uses shutters to shut down both of those avenues completely. Plus, once someone is actually inside, a market is a really unique target. Unlike a typical business that maybe has one single safe tucked away in a back office somewhere, a market's valuables are completely scattered all over the place. You got the cash drawer over here, cigarettes behind the counter over there, high turnover goods spread down every single aisle. Because there isn't just one cabinet in the corner to defend, the whole strategy has to shift. The goal has to be defending the openings, front and back, so nobody even gets inside in the first place. Section 4. Why security must be easy, which is really about the human reality of closing up. So, having the right physical barriers, that's really only half the battle. We also have to address the human reality of actually using them. So why do crucial security steps get skipped? It's a fascinating question, right? You have this business owner who has invested heavily in their family's future. They know the risks perfectly well, yet sometimes the store is still left vulnerable. Why does this happen? Well, it all comes down to a super practical reality that pretty much nobody talks about in the security industry. 14. That number represents the 14-hour day a neighborhood market owner often works. Just picture this for a second. It's the end of a grueling 14-hour shift. The owner is absolutely exhausted, often completely alone, and they still have a dozen other closing tasks to finish up before they can finally go home to their family. If pulling down some heavy manual shutter by hand is a difficult, physically exhausting chore at the end of that long, lonely shift, yeah, some nights it simply isn't going to get done. Human fatigue just wins.
And that right there is why practicality has to dictate the security solution. It's exactly why market stores need motorized shutters. Security only works if it's easy enough that it happens every single night without fail. The closing process has to become as simple as pushing a button, or using a key fob, or even just tapping a phone app. The shutter comes down seamlessly as part of locking up, instead of being this one last exhausting, heavy chore at the end of the night. For a store with hours as demanding as a neighborhood market, making it easy, that's the whole game.
Section 5. Neighbors talking to neighbors. The ripple effect of peace of mind.
Because here's the thing, when you properly secure the front and the back with the right shutters, and you make them incredibly easy to use, something amazing happens. Remember that San Francisco grocery owner we talked about at the beginning? Well, after getting his motorized shutters installed, he ended up bringing Jessie back to secure 3 more of his stores. But it goes way beyond just one owner. In this business, market owners talk to each other. When one owner gets a motorized shutter and finally sleeps a little better at night, the next owner down the street is going to hear about it. And they don't hear about it from some flashy advertisement, they hear about it from a trusted neighbor. Doing the job right means an owner is actually proud to put their name on a recommendation.
So I want to leave you with this final, really vital question to think about. What will you find when you unlock your doors tomorrow morning? Because true security isn't just about heavy metal or thick glass. It's about knowing for sure that your family's livelihood is completely safe, front and back, and having the peace of mind to actually get some sleep at night. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and we will catch you next time.